Good morning, everyone. It's Hillary reporting to you from the Gold's Gym parking lot at Willow Lawn, Richmond, Virginia, following the 6 a.m. spin class. It's a lot lighter out today, which is great. I was sorry my last video was very dark in my last video. Anyway, you can see me better today, which is always cool. As you can see, I've recovered completely from being sick a couple weeks ago, which is great. And it felt pretty good writing today. We've had the new release, which is really hard, but it was good. And the theme for today, the thought is do what works. So for years, really my whole life, and I've told you this before, I always tried to work out. I knew it was probably a good idea, and it was, good, but I was never that consistent. And I had every excuse that everybody has. I mean, they're real. They're not just like some kind of made-up excuse. It's like, you're busy, things are going on, you're working really hard, relationships. I mean, there's everything. So I finally found what works for me. What works for me is incredibly surprising. And that's the thing about stuff that works. It can be really surprising. So for me, the thing that works is waking up at 4:45 in the morning so that I can convince myself to get up by 5 and then have a little time to kind of wake up and get to my 6 a.m. spin class. This is hugely surprising, not just to people who know me, but to me, every time, actually, because I am not a morning person, right? I come from a long line of night people. Night people out there, right? Yeah. But this is what works. This is what's allowed me to be consistent. And that's the thing about what works. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing, right? But when you find it, it's worth it. So doing what works. The other side of that is don't stress yourself out about the things that don't work. There are certain things that aren't going to work. This is especially true in the spiritual life as well as exercise. So there's a saying out there, pray as you can, not as you can't. And I've always liked that because it's very encouraging for us to do what is helpful. And again from the spiritual realm, I would say that is God helping us, connecting with us, drawing out of us what is naturally there, because every person in the world is spiritual. And so, pray as you can, not as you can't, as we're in this time of Lent in the Episcopal Church and the Christian world. We're thinking about what might work for us to grow closer to God, to maybe do some healing in our lives, all that good stuff. And this could apply to either going to the gym or maybe going to a spiritual group, to a church. There have been times when I've thought to myself, all right, I'm just going to go to the gym. I'm not going to stress myself out. This was before I was going to a class and I kind of knew what I was going to do. But I was just like, I'm just going to go. And maybe if I show up there, I'll stretch a little and maybe get a little cardio in. And that can be helpful, right? Not to stress ourselves out about what's going to come next, but just to do the next thing. The same is true for joining a spiritual group or joining a church or synagogue or mosque, I would imagine. Showing up without worrying about it, what might come next. So today, maybe we might think about what we do that really works and give thanks for that. And if there's something we're wishing would work better, open ourselves to what that might be. All right, have a great day. I will catch you here most likely on Thursday. Be well.